Hey everyone, welcome back. Tonight we're doing a cigar before bed, if you will. And I normally don't do this. This is just a beautiful night. The lantern, I got old school, my lantern going, so that's off camera. So the light's gonna flicker, seem a little weird. I got another lantern right here, hanging up over here. Hang that back up. And we're gonna have this cigar. This is a deep dish acid cigar. You guys can see that, I think. And let's light this. Now, I got a new method of cutting my cigars. Hopefully the wind doesn't knock the fence into the camera. That would be disastrous. So what I'm using is my little pocket knife from Oppenau. This is a number 6 carbon steel. And what I've been doing, now granted I can't see, is I've been cutting into, although what's going on here? Hold on. I don't know if it's, no, we're good. Making sure I got the right end to cut. So I've been taking this and making a small slit to, of course, I'm doing this with a flickering light. And I get a pretty good draw out of this, actually. I don't really recommend doing this. It's just with these cigars, I've noticed. Tastes good. Let me close this up because I'll find a way to stab myself. It's funny, it's kind of humid, but it's not too bad. It's actually kind of cool out. All right. So this video is really just a chill. I'm pondering this because I've been kind of stressed, full of anxiety. The world is kind of, seems like everyone's stressed and has all this anxiety. And I figured I'd do a video just smoking a cigar, just chilling. It's a beautiful night. I should probably get this band off now. At least this band is, for some reason, just gigantic. There we go. Hey, that went off easy. You know, the other day I was thinking, I was completely stressed, and you know, it seems no matter where I go, even on the YouTube or the internet, social media, just gets you more anxious because everyone's doom and gloom no matter what you do, and everyone's trying to sell you something or tell you to do this, or everyone knows this and everyone knows that. Feels like you got everyone shouting at you. It got me to thinking. With Seneca, one of my favorite quotes is, "We often suffer in imagination than reality." It's very, very true. I hope this light isn't flickering too much and bothering you guys, but I thought it would add, and I have to put it that way so you can see me. I do have my light, but it's a bit bright. So we're gonna go with this for this video. We'll see. I don't know. I'll change it up maybe next video, because I'm gonna do a few of these peaceful, relaxing videos. Kind of in a dangerous spot here. Well, not really. I mean, this tree over here, or this shrub, I guess it is, attracts bees of all kinds. Thankfully, it's night and they're not around, but during the day they fly all over the place. They don't bother anyone, but still, you kind of want to avoid them. But back to imagined troubles, right? Like one of the things, I don't know the exact quote, I believe it's Seneca, where he's saying, you know, don't think about or dwell about the problem till it arises, till you're faced with it. In the meantime, don't like steal your peace where you are for something that's not even there yet or even existing. I think half the reason, you know, the world is all up in arms over everything is we know too much and see too much and digest too much all in 24 hours, well, 12 hours, more than 12 hours. Like, people are up longer than, you know, than they should be, including me right now. So you doom scroll, you know, people on TV arguing with each other, and it's not helping anyone. I don't think. Everyone thinks their opinions matter and are right, and I don't know. I think everyone's full of shit some days. This is burning interestingly. I get annoyed when I don't get a level ash. Yesterday I had it going good, but I get annoyed, so then I gotta go and just persuade it a little to kind of match. I believe that's because I cut it wrong. Oh, here's my lid. I don't want to lose that. It's because I cut it wrong, but I don't care. Someone's probably gonna get up in arms that I used a pocket knife. I'm telling you, you get a good draw with the pocket knife. Normally I hole punch, but this is so big. I can't find my center punch that's just a center. Normally I use what's on the lighter here, if I can find it. Of course I can't see, but you guys have seen it. I don't know why I can't grab it. Here we go. Right there. Ooh. But this large one, the way this cigar is, it doesn't work so well. So I was in a pinch. I couldn't find my other center punch, and I didn't want to cut it because this square shape is odd. So I just used a pocket knife, and it works well. It gets a good draw, better than the other method. But you know, I go on YouTube and I digest a lot of my stuff with YouTube, and a lot of my news stuff I get on like TikTok or Instagram, and some on YouTube too. It filters in, but for the most part, I'm lucky. I have a good filter for most of it. Sometimes you kind of like go down a rabbit hole. You're starting to buy something, and then your filter kicks in and says, no, this is full of shit, kind of thing. But because I don't watch the news, I haven't watched the news in probably 7 years, maybe longer, maybe a little less, but right around that mark, because it's just nonsense. A lot of it's like, well, even recently, like even the Weather Channel. You turn on the Weather Channel, Hurricane Erin's making its thing. It turns into a Category 5. Now, yes, in the Caribbean, it's kind of a big deal, and it was there, and it was causing some problems. But here in the States, it's not anywhere near the mainland, and then they still get into the whole, turn it into something that's, nothing, really, a big nothing burger. Because most of the world's problems really don't concern your everyday life. Like 98% of it doesn't really concern when you get up, go to work, deal with what you got to deal with, come home, deal with the family situations and such. Of course, there are problems in the world. We got to solve them as best we can. But I mean, to get offended or upset over most of the stuff that doesn't affect your life is kind of asinine. Surprised the neighborhood's this quiet. It's only 8:30. I say that as a loud car goes by. But even this whole weekend, neighborhood's been quiet. Not much going on. Surprisingly, this end didn't tear up as much as I thought it would when I did the pocket knife. It did yesterday, but back to you go on social media and you see people talking about this and that or whatever the topic is, and they state things that aren't even true, and people believe it. And I blame a lot of the podcasting for this sort of thing. As I've said, I wanted to get back into podcasting many times, but I'm kind of just put off by all of them. Even YouTube, to be honest, with a lot of stuff. You see stuff that you enjoyed and liked, I guess for me, it's not that I have a problem with people giving their opinion. I don't. Or their point of view or whatever they want to say. I'm all for it. Say what you want. Even if it's completely nonsense. But it just feels like everything's like a shouting match with everything. Even if you get into whatever you're into. Like if you're into, say, take cigars. People get into a pissing match over every little thing. Pipe smoking, same thing. Mountain biking versus e-bike. Like everyone turns it into this thing. I don't know. and it's like it injects into the content. You're like, I just talk about the one thing, and not, I don't know, just, it's a lot of noise, it seems like. So what I'm going to try to do with these videos that I'm going to do, I don't know what I'm going to call them, but I'm going to try to make it like a, just chilling. I'm having a cigar, you're having a cigar, pipe, a drink, who knows? We're just chilling, letting all the problems of our daily lives just drift away. Of course, tomorrow's going to be Monday, so there'll be a whole host of new problems for all of us with the work week. All of a sudden, the street got busy. 20, 30 minutes ago, dead quiet. Even like, another thing, I'm into books, reading, as most of you are probably, especially my pipe smokers. And people make a thing out of the books. Oh, you don't read this, so you're this, or didn't read this, so you're not as smart as it. Like, what are we talking about here, people? It's books. If you love a book, talk about loving the book and getting people enthused to read the book, and have a friendly debate about why this book isn't for you or whatever. But don't make it into a personal thing. I don't get that. But my point being is it turns into anxiety. Everyone feels like they get pressure to, you got to be this way or that way, or, you know, because you don't do this, you're that, X, Y, Z. And all that builds into this stuff in your head, and you get that anxiety. You start making up scenarios in your head, and they're all imagined troubles. They're not even real. Yeah, what do I know? I mean, the old saying is, if you don't like the content or what's saying or whatever, just shut it off, which is true. However, it seems like it's everywhere. You seem like you're getting into a break, you're into something, you're like getting into something, and then all of a sudden it gets soured because it turns into drama. Like, everyone likes drama for some reason. Don't get me wrong, I'm human. You know, my Stoic side has kind of saved my butt. The last few weeks have been rough, especially with work. But you know, you don't control a lot of things, so you just gotta enjoy your here and now, so to speak. And it's still a little uneven there. So I know someone's gonna get mad because I cut it that way, or use the thing, and they're gonna say, oh, that's why it's like that. I know. What are you gonna do? Like life, you gotta adapt. Just go with it. It is burning pretty good. This is pretty good. I personally, as the police or rescue go somewhere, this, I like getting a long ash, as long as I can go. And half the time it falls on me. I might flick this one off though. Acid cigars don't usually even get this far. At least with me. Nub though. Nub, those are good. And I got some coming. I don't even know where my hat is. I'm very slobbish tonight, but you know, Sunday night, time to unwind, relax with you guys, throw out a video. So see, this is gonna, see, I'm imagining that this is a problem for me. So I gotta burn burn that. I really don't have to. Actually, one of my favorite things to relax. It's getting to the point, like even where it was back in 2020 when I started this channel. And 2019 maybe, when I get into pipe smoking and whatnot. And for the longest time, for like a year, I couldn't even listen to music with voices. Like people's voices were just going through me. And a lot of people, and it's getting to that point again where like I hear people and I'm just tired of hearing people. So I've been listening, which actually helped me start to love jazz, because I would listen in the morning, and I still do at work. I'll put on jazz on YouTube. Like I'll find a thing that goes on for like an hour or two, cafe music, if you will. I don't even know what the music is, but you know, and then classical music as well, because I just don't want to hear voices. People talking, just, I say this as I'm talking to you, which probably annoys you. But one of the other things I like to do, especially at night, like after this, it's kind of the inspiration for this in a sense, like just to talk at night about really nothing, just kind of relaxing, unwinding the day, letting our troubles just go away, the anxiety of the world, and just enjoying, not that you're here with me, but, you know, each other's company, having a cigar or a pipe or a drink. But what I love, and I've convinced myself of this, after watching the last 4 years of people building cabins in the middle of the woods, that I can do it. I can build a cabin. I'm pretty sure I get zero carpentry skills, but I think I could do it. It's the foundation that gets me nervous, but I think I can do it. But anyway, those videos, I think one, I could get this channel wrong, called My Personal Journal. He's in somewhere in a Scandinavian country. I don't know exactly. Speaks some English. But he's building this little compound, cabin compound thing. And he hardly talks, he's just building it. But even the ones that are building the cabin sometimes, then they talk. It's just about the cabin and what they're doing, problem solving, and coming up with solutions for themselves. It's pretty neat, and it's relaxing. That's about the best YouTube content I can find these days. But I gotta start doing my 5-year plan of getting, oh, there's a plane. I don't know what kind, it's a propeller. Oh, this is going pretty good. Look at that. This is unheard of. For the acid cigars with me. Like within a 5-6 year plan, I gotta figure out, I gotta start kind of getting shit together with that, and planning what I'm gonna do, build something somewhere, I don't know where. Maybe, so far in the lead, because it's practical and it makes sense, is probably up in Maine somewhere. And speaking of planes, I even got this crazy idea that I would get a pilot's license and just fly to said cabin at my leisure. I don't know if I would do that. That's quite the fantasy, isn't it? But it would be cool. It's not likely. The cabin is, but that's not likely. But I got to be figuring that out. Like, I should focus more on that goal and that plan than worrying about a war somewhere off that really doesn't involve me other than my tax dollars and your tax dollars, and for both sides, usually, and whatnot, or other political things that are crazy. That, you know what? There's people that are paid to do that and deal with that. So, and it's not that I don't want to pay attention, because I do, but you know, my day to day, you got to worry about in my family, in the here and now. And if I see something wrong, I'll do something about it. You can't save everyone, right? Is that the old saying? My thoughts are kind of scattered. Maybe next video I'll be more concise, but the main focus of this is to relax and not let those imagined troubles get to us. Also, while I'm at it, I highly recommend this. These mosquito repellent things. I don't know if you can see the smoke going off, but you can see the little flame in there. I get several of these. These things are great. Work wonders. It's what the hell is it called? Thermite? Not thermite. That's it's an explosive. Thermosil? I think I don't know. It's one of those things, but it does wonders. Not that it's buggy out, because it's a cool night. It's a bit breezy, so they're not really biting. But I say that, and I'll probably have a few bites when I leave here. I remember putting new windows in, and the guy saw this on my front porch, and he asked me about it. He says, "Do those work? Do those work?" And I can tell you they do work. They form a nice little dome around you. The trick, though, is to put it by your feet, not up here, because, you know, I don't like my legs getting bit. So I put it down low, and it works wonders. It's almost even now. It's almost kind of evened out. And again, I'm smoking too fast. I normally don't smoke a cigar this fast, or a pipe, but when I do videos, I can't help myself. I don't know if anyone got a chance to be up at the butt crack of dawn, before the butt crack of dawn this morning, but I was, and I looked out and I saw Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus all lined up. That was pretty cool. A little too cloudy right now to see anything spectacular. The clouds are moving north, though. That's interesting. Usually they're east. It's supposed to rain tomorrow morning, so hopefully it doesn't look like it's going to rain now, but what do you guys watch to relax? You watch cabin videos like me? I'm sure you guys do. I have a feeling if you're into tobacco of some kind, pipe smoking, cigar smoking, while you're doing it, if you're like me and you got a shed or whatever, or even if you're just like this out in your yard here, you put on a video, and it's probably something like that to relax along with you. Or music, sometimes music, but you know, I imagine you guys watch that stuff. I had this whole thing in my head of what it would be like. Like, I'd have the cabin, you know, it wouldn't be big, just enough, you know, maybe 2 bedrooms, an office, a living room, the kitchen, and then I'd have like a separate building for like an office slash library, and that would be probably bigger than the cabin itself, because I'd just make it into an old world looking kind of library thing. Big table in the middle, so you could put out a map, pretend you're Indiana Jones going on an adventure. I'd have to have like a secret passage somewhere though, right? You almost have to do that if you build a library. You gotta have some sort of secret passage room or something. Then there'd be like a garage, like a little compound, just a little thing. I wanted to do about 100 acres. I don't know why. It goes back to when I was a kid, and it's one of those things again. Like I remember watching the film strip. Now I'm going into nowhere, like conversation-wise now, so forgive me. But when I was a kid at school, in elementary school, I had to be around 6, maybe 7. I think it was around there. And we watched a film strip with Jiminy Cricket. And I think I've mentioned this before, because I'm going to live to 103. Because Jiminy Cricket would say, he'd have this little song. He says, basically, he wants to live to 103. And I'm like, me too. Let's do it. Sidebar on that. I'm watching Alien Earth. Now, this is based off of Alien and Aliens, the movies. I didn't think it was going to be any good. Not too bad. It's philosophically intriguing, more so than I thought. But in the beginning, it comes down to where people are like, they're sick and dying, and they download their consciousness into another being, like a symbiont. And that was pretty cool. I'm like, oh, I would do that. Probably shouldn't, but I would. But anyway, I lost my train of thought there. Let's try to get it back, have a few puffs, and listen to the crickets. Oh, the 100-acre woods, which I got from Winnie the Pooh. Reading Winnie the Pooh, watching the Disney Winnie the Pooh, and they were at 100-acre woods. So in my mind, I needed 100 acres. It's probably more than I could afford to get, but you never know. I saw some land, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago in Maine, and it was 300 acres. It was a decent price. You couldn't build like a modern home like here. You wouldn't have plumbing the way it would be homesteading, really. They sell a lot of land for like the hunting stuff. Not that I'm into hunting. But I hunt with my camera, so that would be awesome. So more likely I'll probably get 25, maybe 40. That's what I'm going to shoot for, around there. Maybe 50 if I'm lucky. Because I want to do what this guy did. Another video that I watched, and it's the wildlife. I can't remember the name of the channel, but he bought, I think, about 50 acres, maybe more, maybe less. In that 60 to 30 range, and he turned it into a wildlife sanctuary, and he photographs and stuff and does that stuff. That's definitely what I want to do. That'd be so cool. Have my own little nature preserve. Oh, look at, we're going pretty good here. Look at that. It's even curving up. I could insert a joke there, but I'm not. Let's be adults. Although I'm ooh, that's peppery. Not bad. I'm afraid it's gonna fall on me. It always happens. It always falls on me. One little bump. Got some pepper going. It's funny because someone mentioned in a video, I don't know if it was the one I dropped today or a while back, and I was mentioning retrohale. It might have been the one today. Retrohale. I can't do it for the life of me. And he mentioned how you put your tongue up and you can get it to go through. I can't do it. I can kind of do it with cigars. Like the smoke gets in me a bit more than like with the pipe. So you see me in a video putting my nose in the pipe. It's just to get it up my nose and to try to get those taste buds. I need to go see the, I guess it's the ENT. I don't know. I went to my doctor. I keep forgetting to call him, but I got to get this squared away. I got probably a deviated system, but my sinuses are probably swollen or scar tissue in there or something. I don't know. So I got to get that resolved. Then I can probably do it then. That's on the list. It's on next year's list. I didn't even think I was going to do this video tonight. I was pretty exhausted today. No, this is gonna. We can't make much more than this. I'm surprised. I never get an acid cigar this far. I'm actually doing the video. These are the $1 million steps for the $1 million driveway in the patio here. And I've always wanted to do a video in here. I don't think I've done one before. I may have, but I don't think I have. This is a perfect little spot set up in the stairs. There's like a wall here and a wall here. It kind of keeps you protected. And it's breezy, so this works out well. Kind of mixing it up from the shed, you know. I got to clean out the shed. That is a disaster. Speaking of which, I think my mic's a little low. So I apologize if I sound lower than normal. I think I hit the wrong setting, which is possible. It was dark out when I came out here, so I apologize if I'm lower than I normally am. But maybe that's a good thing. The shed itself needs to be redone as well. It's getting old. The floor's a little iffy. We get a lot of water over on that side of the yard, so my foot's gonna go through the shed one day. Or my chair. And speaking of which, the lantern here, I took this one was fine, but on the bottom here where the batteries are, on the other one, oops, sorry about that. Let me get that out. I'm gonna move this. There we go. I opened it up, and the batteries have been in there since I started this YouTube channel. I've had those since I started 5 years ago, and I never changed the batteries, and they lasted a long, long time. But that particular one, the acid or whatever you call it, the chemicals in it just burst. You know how you get the crud, the battery crud? That's what happened on those. But it works now. It works now. But I thought it was funny. I'm like, oops, forgot about that. But that's what happens in the shed. Shed life is hard when you don't insulate and do anything to shore things up. But even my chair, from all the moisture, the heat, and everything, the wood that's in it kind of cracked the chair, so I have to prop it up against the wall. I can't lay back like I used to, so I'm going to have to get a new chair. We lost it. That was a good run, wasn't it? Oh well. Ooh, it's very. Now I know these are infused, but I get more of a peppery. I don't get too much of infused. I know when I get. I like to smoke mine to as close as I possibly can to the end. I know I'll start getting like a chemically kind of taste, and that's when I know when to quit with these. I don't know about you guys where you are, where you're from, but it feels like to me, fall is is basically here. Because now we went from like 2 weeks ago, 80s, 90s, humid, and last week temperatures were 70s, comfortable kind of thing. But even before then, I took a picture on my Instagram, like back in July, end of July, and there's this tree at work that always turns before every other tree, and it was starting to, it had some brown leaves on it, and some of the leaves were turning, and I feel like we're gonna get an early fall, and it's just basically here. I should close the pool because the pool is not gonna get above 80 degrees from here on out. I may close it this week, Lake Rondo, we'll see. Maybe keep it open for the long weekend and then close it the following weekend. I don't know what I'll call this series. Peace be with you. I don't know. Chilling. But imagine fall's coming quick for all of us. I'm looking forward to it. It's funny because I can tell when fall is really coming, and I know it's coming because I have my skin will dry out once it's not humid anymore. Like once the humidity goes down a certain level, my forehead will dry out, and I got to put stuff on. And sure enough, last week, probably last Tuesday, I was at work. I looked in the mirror, and sure enough, it was already peeling, if you will. It's my Irish skin. Now, I don't know if I should keep these long because we're about 40 minutes, I think. So, I don't know if I'll keep these to an hour, under an hour. I'm not sure. You guys let me know. It's basically just a video to leave on the background while you guys are doing whatever you're doing. I'm going to try to do one tomorrow night. Almost every every night this week I'm going to try to do it. If it's nice out, it should be. I mean, this is almost too perfect of a night to stay inside and doom scroll and watch TV. The thing with the Alien show, I only like watch one episode. Sometimes I don't even get through the whole episode. I just get a chunk and then I'm like, all right, leave off from there, go from there. Another good one I was watching was Killer of Killers with the Predator. Those are pretty cool. Animated, so it's nice and bloody. I like it. Well, we got a little bit to go, and then we're going to wrap this all up. This has been fun. I like this. Quite the little setup with the table. I was going to bring my tripod out, set it up here, and that. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow night. But I was like, I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this, how this was going to go. But I got my little table, lantern, set up the camera, and this worked out pretty good. It's like I'm sitting on my stoop in the city. I would do it out front because I love smoking a pipe or a cigar out there out front. And then neighborhood kids and people in the neighborhood see me smoking a pipe. They're like, what the hell is that? You don't see that every day. Sitting in the Mandalorian chairs. If you're a Star Wars fan, you know what I'm talking about. I'll show those someday. It looks like we might get a little fog in the morning because it looks a little foggy up the street over there. A little hazy. This is like the perfect, we're getting into the perfect sleep weather with the crickets going, and that's all you hear all night, and it's just peaceful. It's beautiful. You put the windows open and you just listen to the crickets and pass out. I hope I was able to bring some, reduce some of that anxiety that you have, the problems that you imagine in your head, playing out all those scenarios, right? Because I do that. I'm a thinker. And I think of this, that, or the other. I have all these conversations going in your head. Sometimes it's nice to just let it all go. You got to let it go. You got to train your brain to, no, I don't need that baggage right now. I just got to enjoy the moment and chill out. Usually on Sunday nights, there's that joke. There's a lot of memes about it. Like, you see it, you're scrolling through on a reel or a TikTok, and you see a meme of someone with anxiety or upset or crying, knowing it's Sunday night, 8 o'clock, and you got to go to work the next day and deal with all those people and problems. And they're really not. They're really not. I just found out a friend, childhood friend, an ex-girlfriend, childhood girlfriend, just got stage 4 cancer. And that shook me because of my age. And she's like a year younger than me, and close, 6 months maybe. And it just puts things in perspective. And I'm not even dealing with that. I don't know how she's dealing with it, but it just shakes you thinking about it. That's a problem. Me going to work and someone asking me questions or trying to solve a problem at work and getting stressed about that's not a problem. That's tiddlywinks. Your football team not winning a championship, that's not a problem. You're not getting a promotion at work, not a problem. It sucks, but it only sucks if you let it, right? If you dwell on it and think the worst, then you're not helping yourself. You're just robbing your current peace and happiness over something you didn't even control. I gotta say, even dogs barking at night, it's kind of peaceful. Much more than the day. Surprised my friend Rocky hasn't come out. Someday I'll show you guys Rocky. He always makes an appearance on the show. Right. Definitely getting at the bottom of the barrel here. Starting to get pieces of leaf and almost a chemical taste. But look at, see, this is, I go right to the end, man. I used to take my, and I can't find it, my little picker, because I used to take the picker, poke it through, my pipe picker there, get a nice draw, because it goes pretty far. But I used to take it and stab here and just kind of hold it, because as you can see, I can't hold it so well. Just because I love smoking a cigar and I enjoy it so much. I don't want that to end. What do you think of this little lantern? You guys, I've done this on a short. I've had a short video with this being around. These are little solar powered. These are nice to have. I get these on Amazon. I don't like that it's a white light like this. I like the yellow light. I don't like the harshness of white or even the blue lights. My friend Ron and I at work, we have this debate. He likes the blue light. I like the tungsten yellow old school lights. And that's because of the old photographer in me, because it made photos look better. No, we're getting pretty decent ash there, although this side's not burning, but you know what? It's holding the ash. You know, it's just kind of like the shed here. If you've watched my videos, you know in the shed, the light's harsh, and I have the spotlight, and it just beams in my face, and my neighbor has a floodlight that's just over there, and it's in my eye, so I can't escape. I could move the fence to block it, but I'm afraid if I do that, the wind will catch and knock things over, but ooh, very peppery. That's about the only note I can get out of cigars is pepper. It's the one that always comes through. Everything else, it's just tobacco. Well, I think that's going to do it. Thanks for joining me on this little video. I don't know what I'll call this series, but this is going to be a thing going forward. It's kind of like the pipe and chill videos. So it's going to evolve into something. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I'll make a playlist, and I'll go back and take those videos where it's just a pipe and chill and kind of add that to that. So you guys have it, and it's just if you're smoking a cigar or a pipe, having a drink, or just doing whatever, and you need something playing in the background, or something to fall asleep with too, that's what these will be for. But we definitely got to clean out that shed soon. It is a disaster. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Good luck tomorrow on Monday's busy day at work. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.